Hello my friends from the earth, how are you? Hope you are doing well. So today I'm back again with after some break actually. I had a lot of work from my office, so I had to spend some time there. So let's start. Today I'm going to share with you VS Code extensions you must have as a developer. So I have opened VS Code and this is my extension list which I have installed for my day-to-day use. But I'm not going to explain everything. I'm going to explain top 15, maybe 16 things I think as a developer you must have. So let's start. First one, autoclose tag. So this one is very helpful when we are working with some large projects. We tend to forget the ending tags actually. So in that case, this very helpful one. This will be helpful to. We don't need to remember actually. We need to close the tags. It will close it automatically, as you can see in the example here. So if you type it like that, and if you type in the closing for the first tag, it will create automatically the ending tag actually. So it's one of the must have I think, because we don't need to worry about those things when developing. We have lots of other things to consider, right? That's the first one. And second one is auto renaming tag. That is also similar for the previous one. We normally we have to rename the tags we use, right? So in that case it is really helpful to do some kind of thing. We don't need to worry about the tag naming, because maybe sometimes if we rename it in one tag, the closing tag without closing tag, so we tend to get more errors. Sometimes we cannot identify what is the exact error. So those kind of things can happen. We can avoid those things with such extensions. In that case, next one, bracket pair colorizer. This is one of the favorite in mine actually. You can see the popularity of the extension by seeing the download count actually. Many developers are using this one because it is really need to identify what is the exact bracket. When we are opening a bracket, we need to identify what is the exact closing bracket. Sometimes in a code like this, even you can see now we have two closing tags, one for the if block and other one for the method. In that case, if if the code is very much large, we cannot identify. So it's really helpful to have this kind of thing. Then with the colors we can easily identify what is the extension, not extension, sorry, what is the closing tag, right? The next one, the color picker. We normally work with colors, right? Maybe in JS files as CSS in JS, or maybe in CSS we tend to use this one. So in that case it is really good if we can see what is the exact color like that, and do some color picking inside the code without choosing. Because normally what I do is, if there is no such a extension, I have to go to the Chrome and choose colors there and take it there. But in this way we don't need to do that, because extension does it for us. So that is how it happens. This is one of the main thing you need to have, a color picker. And the next one, debugger for Chrome. So we have to use debugging, right? Without debugging we will have to end of many console logs kind of thing. So in that case we don't want to do that. Debugger for Chrome is available. You can take it and do your debugging. So you will have to create some profiles for the debugging stuff. I'm not going to explain those things, but you will need those things if you are going for a debugging. But that is the extension you need to use. And the next one is eslint. Actually, this is one of the main thing we need when we are working with JavaScript. We need to identify what are the missing things when we are writing some code. We need to make sure our code is in better quality. So in that case, that is the one we need to use. eslint. And next one, my favorite one, jitlens. Recently this one got more features actually, but initially it had some few features which we can identify what is the change we have done in each line in VS Code in a nicer way. I'm not sure whether, yeah, like that. So if you can see, okay, this one is going, yeah, I think not the one I wanted to make mention, but if I explain this one, you can see the change right away. And also you can see like this, as a comment, who changed that one, at which time, like that. These things are available. You can easily check the code without going for some, how can I say, some logging stuff. We don't want to do that, because extension does it for us on the code right away, no issues. So yeah, like that. This is one I wanted to explain. Currently I'm blaming, it is available, and you can do many more features with that now. So this is one of the most needed one if you are working with Git. I know many of people using Git these days, so it is one of the must have. And next thing is import cost. So when we are working with some large project or maybe production level projects, it is really need to identify the size of the things we are importing, because otherwise our production level code will be much higher than we expect. In this case, we need to use such a extension. We can identify what is the exact cost of the imports we have added. So this is another thing. And next thing is, let me explain, yeah, live SAS compiler. So this is one of the main thing, because these days people are tend to use SAS than CSS, because SAS provides some many more features. I'm planning to do a session as well on SAS, but not in the near future, but later. Somehow, if you are working with SAS, try this one. It will compile your SAS code right away. Then you can easily use it in the project without any issues. So this is one of the main things you need to use. And the next thing is live server. This live server is it's kind of very useful one if you are working with some web projects, some websites like that. So it will open up a browser. It will open up a web server. Actually, it will open up a web server with the index file specified in the location. So, and it has hot reloading kind of thing as well. So it is very much powerful thing. Quick deployment things are available, and HTTPS support, SVG support. There are many things available. This is one of the main thing if you are looking for some easy servers. So you can see the power of this extension by seeing the download count. It's very popular one. You must have. And the next thing is, let me show you. Yeah, path autocomplete. So path autocomplete is another useful one. It provide path suggestions in a better way. Normally, sometimes we tend to forget the right way of importing the paths. We have to most of the time when we are working with some long hierarchies, we tend to forget. It is hard to identify what is the exact place. So this extension is for you. And next one is path intelligence. This similar one like that. And you can identify the paths or like autocomplete file names kind of thing. So this is one of the needed thing if you are working in a VS Code. And the next one, prettier the code formatter, one of the most popular ones out there. And you can install it right away, and you can do some modifications as well in different kind of configurations, but it is available to use. So this is one of the most needed thing if you are configuring your VS Code in a proper way. And the next one, project manager. So if you are working with multiple projects in a one project, like server, client, and some other stuff, so this one is really helpful. I think this one is heavily used by many people nowadays, actually, since our code bases are getting large day by day. So this is a very useful one. And right, the next one is, let me show you. Yeah, REST client. Yeah, REST client is one of the popular one, actually. Even I am using it for some small tasks, but not much. But I think it is good to know there is such a thing. You can execute the code right away, like that by providing URL you wanted to execute. Get, post, and other things are also available. You can execute and get the result right away, like that. You can find more information by checking those dogs. I'm not going to explain everything, but I wanted to note that there's such a thing. And yeah, next thing, TSLINK. Yeah, it brings TSLINK support for Visual Code, Visual Studio Code. Actually, this is also a kind of a helpful library to make your code in a better quality. So if you are working with TypeScript, so this one is better option to make your code clean. And yeah, this one is from Microsoft, Visual Studio IntelliCode. So this one provides AI assisted development features for some languages only, but it has some good stuff if you are working with those languages like Python, TypeScript or JavaScript kind of thing. So it provides some good suggestions, and it is used by many people out there. You can see the popularity, because the popularity of the VS Code is more into JavaScript and TypeScript. So that is the reason. And it is like that. So those are the things I wanted to explain in this tutorial. In addition to that, I am using several more spelling checker. So I can show you SVG viewer, like those things as well, and Markdown support. If you are interested in sharing your code with other people, there is a cool extension out there called Snap. There was an extension called Polar Code, but it is not working right now. So this one is the option you can go. So you can take some cool screenshots of your code in right away in Snap actually. So those are the things I am using normally, and I'm using the One Dark Pro theme. Normally I'm using VS Code Great Icons for the icon themes, but material icon theme is also available. You can use if you are going for some languages like Dart, Go, Angular, Docker, even React, Flutter kind of things. There are how can I say, there are many extensions out there for different purposes, mainly for language handling kind of things, maybe language based features like Vue for Vue.js and YAML extensions for Flutter, like those things. Many extensions out there, you just need to search it as the way you want. Most probably you will find something similar. Otherwise you can contribute with some extension. So share your stories if you have such situations. I would love to hear. And I think that's all for today's tutorial. I wanted to share these things with you all, which I'm using daily. So thank you for watching, and let's meet in the new year. So this will be my last video for this year, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Stay safe. Bye for now.